Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Quip Corner with Ada. This month we have been working with the spell out of the word lean. Let me quickly remind you of what some of the spell outs were. We said lean stands for love, embrace, and nurture. Love and encouragement are needed. Listening and empathy are needed. Live empowered and nourish others. Live engaged and notice needs. Live empowered, appreciate and nurture others. Live engaged, adapt and notice others. And if you watched the videos so far, my two guests, Mildred and Eunice, they talked about leaning into your relationship, nourishing your marriage in the case of Mildred, and caring for your children, nurturing them, nourishing them in the case of Eunice. Well, today we'll continue with that underlying theme, as we share a different quip. So please join me in the Quip Corner. See you in a bit. Thank you for staying tuned. I am sure, if not this month, last month, I warned that spellouts could emerge during the month, and that's just happened. Today, we'll be discussing a tweaked spellout of lean, which is love, empower, and nurture others. Love, empower, and nurture others. And that's the platform on which we discuss a quip from my second book. That's what we've been focusing on this month, right? Well, let's see what we continue with. So the quip we'll be looking at is quip 71. Okay, and I like this quip because of the picture. Well, I wrote the book, so it's almost like, but that's the picture, the one above, So I'll read the quip. It says, when assigning chores to your children, especially sons, see it as avoiding sores, S-O-R-E-S, in their marriage, because they'll be equipped to help their spouse. See it as equipping them and avoiding sores in their marriage, because they'll be equipped to help their spouse. I know that for a lot of people, sadly, there's sometimes a distinction between, they say, blue and pink roles, These are what girls do, these are what boys do. When it comes to assigning chores to your children, I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that irrespective of the gender of children you have, train them in the pink and the blue roles. If you have only daughters, teach them how to fix things. I can say, as an example, I learned how to fix things from my parents. My dad and my mom, directly or indirectly, they taught me how to do things. I can change bulbs. I know how to direct somebody to change a tire. I can't do it myself, nor would I want to. But the point is, there are things I know how to do. I shovel snow. Not a favorite thing to do, but I do it because I need to. But the point is, if you have daughters, they need to learn how to shovel snow, depending on where they live, of course. If you don't have snow where you are, there must be something else that you need to learn how to do. Cleaning the car, whatever it is. For the boys, they need to learn how to cook. they need to learn how to cook. You know, I keep saying that I am one of the blessed or most blessed women. I mean, my husband does so many different things. And I always believe that that might be one of the things that inspired me to write that quip. Too many marriages are suffering. There are too many sores in marriages. There are too many sour marriages because it's either that the husband is not helping his wife and just comes home and is like, so what do I eat now? Or the wife is sitting around and never puts petrol or gas in her car and says, oh, my husband will do it. We need to be intentional. You know, when we talk about loving, empowering, and nurturing others include our children, right? Our children need to know how to do house chores. They need to. For their future, for their marriages. It may be an inconvenience now. It may be an inconvenience, yes. I've given the example of, teaching my children to do the dishes. I remember when they were much, much younger, and I was like, no, you need to learn how to do the dishes. And so I plopped a step stool and said, stand on the step stool and do the dishes. And needless to say, there were times when it seemed like they were the ones being washed. They were doing, the dishes were doing them. Yeah, I think that's a great phrase. The dishes were doing them. Mopped up. People who know me have heard me say this now and again, that the minute a child can walk and talk, the child can go on errands. There's no reason why a toddler should mess up their playthings and just leave it for mom or dad to pick up. Let's coach, mentor, train our children to do chores, age-appropriate chores. A few weeks ago, my son and I were going into a store and we saw a little boy who was coming out with one of his parents, and he had the baby shovel, snow shovel, which our children had, when they were that age. And my son said, oh, he doesn't know what he's getting into. And I chuckled. But the truth is, if we teach our children how to do these little things and they grow with them, it becomes part and parcel of them. You don't need to keep chasing them around to wash the toilets or the bathroom or sweep. We still do now and again, right? But at least they know how to do it. You're not teaching them at 18 how to cook. Male or female, there's no reason why it is at age 18 that a child is learning how to cook. I could go on, but I'm going to get off my soapbox on this. But please, not just for your sake, but really for your sake, if you want peace of mind, by the time your children are married, teach them how to do these things. So you don't have a son-in-law or son-in-law calling and complaining, Mom, I don't understand my wife, your daughter, she doesn't know how to cook. Or your daughter-in-law calling and saying, Mom or Dad, my husband, your son, doesn't help with anything. When the baby cries, he just covers his head with a pillow. Please remember that the seeds we sow determine the harvest we get. The seeds we sow in our children determine the harvest we get. Yeah. Last week, Eunice and I were talking about not pestering our children. I agree. We shouldn't pester them, but we also need to train them so that they are not unpleasant to be around. Please, I'm begging for our futures, please. There are some prayer points that are avoidable. Yes. There are some sores in marriage, some sour tastes in marriage that can easily be avoided if we train our children to do the right chores. Not just the right chores, but to do the chores right from the get-go. I look forward to reading your comments. I mean, there were some things I didn't even know how to do. Yeah, some of you know that I lost my mom pretty early. But there are some things I should have known how to do, but I learned when I got married. And some I learned from my husband, whose parents taught him. So, perchance your parents didn't teach you everything you needed to know, or you didn't willingly learn all that you should have, and you're married today, and you find some gaps. Be teachable. Your spouse may be able to teach you, or somebody else who knows how to do it better. Be teachable. And let's take out the sour taste from our marriages. Take out the sores. May God bless us all and keep our marriages intact to His glory. Amen. I know. Oh, by the way, you know you can get this not just on YouTube, but also on Spotify. So please feel free to share it with others. And don't forget to drop your comments. It'll be nice to know what chores you're just learning. Well, okay, maybe we don't want to expose ourselves that way. But yeah, and perchance you need someone to talk to. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my contact details below this video. Yeah. All right then. You take care. God bless you.